Welcome back to the continued countdown of the greatest baseball card sets ever made, as judged by me, Ross Basil, and nobody else. Coming in at number 6 for the all-time greatest baseball card sets ever, the 1989 Upper Deck set. Now, the 1989 Upper Deck set was groundbreaking. So to set the stage a little bit, 1989 was an era where Topps still had a hold as the monopoly in baseball cards. There was Donruss, there was Fleer, there was Bowman, I believe, but those weren't getting a lot of attention. It was mostly Topps still. And they were getting a little too comfortable in their monopoly, and the photography, the production value just wasn't as good. The cardboard was soft, etc. And in came Upper Deck and said, "Bam, I've got some action shots for you, buddy." And bam, I got him on the back of the card too. The design was great, very, very clean. Logo in the corner, very nice. Cool little baseline thing here on the side of the card. Otherwise, it's all about the photo of the player. And on the back, another good photo of the player. So there are better photos on the backs of the 89 Upper Deck cards than on most of the Topps cards of the 80s. Also, the cardboard. This was high-end cardboard here. Just was nothing like Topps ever did. So Upper Deck just raised the game for baseball cards across the board. Another thing they did that was a little new, some cool time-lapse photography. This is one of my favorite guys, Jim Abbott. So this is cool on the back. Still, another good picture of Jim Abbott. Pretty snazzy stuff. The big coup, other than just the production value for Upper Deck in 89, there was this young player that all the other sets just passed by. Donruss, Topps, Fleer, some of the lesser known ones as well. Just figured, yeah, this guy's going to sit in the minors for a year. And Upper Deck said, you know what? We're going to take a chance and we're going to include him in our set. Not only that, we're going to make him card number 1, the flagship of our first set. And this became like the most sought after card in collection circles. This is not a rare card per se, but it's still a highly valued card, especially in pristine condition. So if this was Ken Griffey Jr. as a PSA 10, gem, mint, whatever, perfect rating you want to get, that's still going to bring a pretty hefty price tag. I'm not doing it for the money. Hopefully I've made that clear. But this is a pretty iconic card and an enjoyable card of a young Ken Griffey Jr., which again was the flagship of the 1989 Upper Deck set. So again, clean design, great action photos. The only, again, knock is the players available. You're going to find them elsewhere without a lot of difficulty. So that finishes the discussion of number 6, 1989 Upper Deck baseball card set. Coming in at number 5 and showing that I'm not just an old guy who likes old baseball cards, the 2016 baseball card set from Topps. Now, really, Topps has been really good over the last decade plus, so I can't complain at all. So they really figured everything out and got everything rolling really well just in time to lose their monopoly and be sold out to somebody else. But the 2016 set over the last decade has really been the standout by a nose versus all the other good sets. So this is a set that is super, super clean, has action shots of all kinds of flavors. There's Mr. Cabrera batting. You got Mr. Harper sliding. You've got Mr. Arenado throwing. You've got Mr. Trout catching. You've got Mr. Posey doing whatever catchers do when they're running around out there with all that stuff on them. And then even the non-action shots are, the Ichiro card is pretty majestic, very cool looking. The Freddie card, it's pretty cool. Little congratulations going on there, pretty snazzy. The Bautista card, I kind of teased early, but this is like an iconic moment in the playoffs. Very cool for that to be on his card. And then you just have kind of key celebrations. So the Cubs team card is pretty neat. This is not the World Series win, but it is a cool celebration of playoff ramifications. So the 2016 set is very good on design, very good on action, very clean design. It's not super rare, but because it is a Monopoly era set, it is at least one card per player for standard sets. So that is pretty good. So number 5, all-time greatest sets, 2016 Topps Baseball. Coming in at number 4 is the 1995 Upper Deck baseball card set. Now this is like as clean of a design as you can get in the modern day. You got the name, which is cool, foil stamped. The landscape-oriented cards just have some great action shots. And the photos are just a full bleed. The entire cardboard is covered with photograph. And of course, on the back, you still have, because it's Upper Deck, great photography on the back. So there's really, really good stuff here. The Smoltz card, good stuff. You got him pitching. Here you got him pitching again. Some Pedro Martinez back when the Expos were a thing. Very snazzy. Got more Ivy. I've got a lot of Ivy shots here. We got Greg Maddux, who used to pitch with Ivy behind him a lot. There he is pitching, and his back picture is him running the bases like a real pitcher. Even the quote boring shots, Gary Sheffield, look at that cool Marlins uniform. That is pretty snazzy. And then you look at the back and hey, there he is throwing in front of the Ivy. You have Mr. Barry Bonds. Very good shot of him. No Ivy, but that's obviously Wrigley Field. And yeah, good shot on the back as well. Sammy Sosa, check it out. He's in front of the Ivy. Pretty snazzy. Now, this is not the reason why I have this ranked as the number 4 set. Although Tony Gwynn's in front of the Ivy too. That's pretty cool. There he is batting, which is what he did best. But 95 is a great design, clean design, lots of action shots, the full bleed end-to-end on the cardboard. Very cool. And it is a tough to get set. They did not do factory sets of the 95 Upper Deck set. So that is really good as well. The players aren't rare because it's still mid-90s, so there are a billion 90s sets. But the lack of a factory set makes this rarity acceptable for it to be eligible. And again, the design and the action is just top-notch. So, number 4 on your list is the 1995 Upper Deck set.